Morning, guys. It's the Chubby Repairman and coming at you with another episode of Story Time with Chubs. This morning, we're going to talk about the story that I've titled "The Room That Moved." This job was not that long ago. Most of my stories are further in the past. It seems like this one is only within the last couple of years. But I was called out to work on a refrigerator in the Big Rapids area, and that's as specific as I'll get for the sake of anonymity and not wanting to get involved in some kind of um, lawsuit. I don't think it would, but I'm going to err on the side of caution. Anyways, I was called out to work on a refrigerator for a rental. There was land management type company that was oversees a bunch of rentals around the Big Rapids area, and I was called to repair this refrigerator. So I actually went to their office first, and I remember the gal in there was kind of, as she's handing me the keys, she's kind of sheepishly saying like, I don't really know if I want to send you there, but here's the keys. And so but I'm thinking, hey, I've been doing this 20 years. I've seen everything. Don't worry about it. Just give me the keys. I'll go figure this thing out. And so I drive to the location, and I was warned that it had been vacated. Um, but it wasn't really specified as to why, what had taken place. And it was a two level, like a duplex, but like a above and below type of a situation, and I was going into the lower level. So as I'm walking in, no one's there. It's been vacated, and it's dark. The lights are off. I noticed they don't even have flooring in the place. They said that they were having to do some remodeling or something there, and I didn't really get all the exact specifics as to why. So I walk in, it's totally dark, and I reach over and I flip the light switch on, and the whole room came alive. The whole room moved, and it wasn't, you know, I don't know what you might be thinking, but it was roaches. I have never, in all my years of doing this, seen an infestation like this. I have been in gross homes that pull out a stove, you might find a couple dead roaches, or you open a drawer and you can see evidence where there has been a handful of roaches. This whole room, this whole living space, the living room, dining room, kitchen area was all kind of one big open floor plan. The whole room was absolutely covered in cockroaches. It was like an Indiana Jones movie with snakes, but instead of snakes, it was cockroaches. So I hit that light, everything ran for somewhere to hide. And so, of course I'm like, oh wow, this is special. And so then I go to the refrigerator and I didn't leave yet. Pull the refrigerator out again, cockroaches just scattering. And I open up the back panel to see as to why this refrigerator had quit cooling. What I discovered was the cockroaches were so thick in this place that they had actually pooped on the start device for the compressor so heavily they burned it out. And at this point, this is just for to dot my I's and cross my T's, because I'm not telling anybody to ever put that refrigerator back in service anyways. This is only so I could give them an answer and say, hey, here's what's wrong with your fridge, but I would never put food in that thing back again. But that's actually what took out the compressor, was the amount of roach droppings had burned out the compressor start device. And so with that, buttoned the fridge back up, made some very crunchy noises going back to the front door with all the dead cockroaches too, turned the light off and told the cockroaches they could have their room back, and got out of there. Went back to the land management company, said, hey, I was there, here's what's going on, but you guys need to understand that place is absolutely infested with roaches. Well, come to find out, they've had issues with that there, and apparently the lower level had been fumigated at one time, but then the upper level, which I had been in at, I ended up going in on a later date, was an absolute hoarder's delight. And they had thrown a bug bomb off and it drove all the roaches back down to the lower level. So, I mean, essentially, at the end of the conversation, this gal kind of told me that they were in the process of relinquishing any responsibility with that building. They were going to give it back to the actual landowner, and like they did not want any connection with that building. It to this day, every time I drive by there, it's still there. I keep waiting for somebody to just dig a hole and knock it down, but it's still there. I would not recommend anybody was to rent that place, but of course, I will not say where it is for the sake of not getting myself involved in a lawsuit. So there you have it, guys. The day that I saw a whole room move, or the room that moved. Um, Please like, follow, share these videos, and follow the Chubby Repairman, the Facebook page, please. Especially that's going to be the main driver of these videos. But you guys have a great day.